Is there two people? My speech is going to be on the effects of drugs on kids and their parents. So, hi, my name is Tyler. I want to discuss something with you that I hold very close to my heart, something that impacted me when I was a child, and it is the impact of parents who use drugs and abuse them. It causes many things to appear abnormal for a child in their present life and in the future life that they will have and the person they will become. The reason I chose this topic is because it is something that I have went through personally, and I wanted to give a clear look inside the life of a child who grows up with their mom addicted to drugs. I'm going to explain the present impacts it has had on me and the effects it has on most kids. First, I want to speak about my personal experience with my mother and drugs and a couple of things it has caused in my present. One of the things that happened was a lot of abuse, emotional and physical. And some of the effects that has had is causes me to stray away from personal relationships. It causes me to pull back, not come close to people. And this happens to a lot of kids in these types of situations. And it also strains family relationships because of the person who is supposed to be the most loving and most caring person in your life is not. And another thing that it impacts is your future. It impacts children's future in multiple ways, whether it's their own personal emotions, their own physical life. A couple of things I'm going to explain is the physical life that it will impact in the future. So you have a lot of different things like possible school opportunities, specific passions, and the way that you handle situations and react to certain things. So a couple of things that I will never have access to because I grew up like that are possible school opportunities that I had no idea even existed from a young age. Whether that includes scholarships from attendance from middle school up, or grades from a certain academics and scholarships from middle school up. I would have never known about that because my mother solely chose to abuse drugs. The other thing is specific passions. It curves your passions and makes you a lot more passionate about a lot of different things. Most kids, whenever they're younger, they can enjoy video games and fun and go hang outside and play. Mine actually caused me to stray into a lot of different psychological things. It made me think about why people do the things they do, the reason they do it, and if that reasoning is true to them and right to them and correct to them. So some of my passions that it has caused is a love for psychology and why people act the way they act, and also the way that addiction affects people and impacts people and determines the life changes that they're going to make. Finally, another big impact, not just something that it has on me personally, but on the majority of kids, is the use of parents who abuse drugs is a cycle. Almost whenever parents use drugs, it's usually because they've started off young. And whenever they started off young, it creates a vicious cycle of teen pregnancy. The University of Texas at Austin actually conducted a study, and almost 60% of the pregnant teens said they had used one or more substance in the past year. And that was nearly double the rate of non-pregnant teens. So this creates a cycle where you use drugs, you abuse your children. A lot of times this leads to strained relationships and single motherhood, but it also leads to a lot of parents in jail. And so the parents held in the nation's prisons, about 52% of state inmates and 63% of federal inmates reported having an estimated 1.7 million minor children. This is accounting for 2.3% of the U.S.'s population under 18. So whenever you have a system of family that is broken, you take a child and you put it in there and he only has one parent, and he has drugs all around him, and the love that he's supposed to get from somebody doesn't come from there. He searches for that one thing, and that one thing usually leads to drugs, which creates the cycle and sets them farther back in life than many other kids who have two parents and not would have. And so the conclusion of the speech is to say that it's not fair for children to have to deal with these challenges. They don't get to choose where they grow up. They don't get to choose who they're born into. and to be smart and make good decisions and don't do drugs. Thank you.